Kim Campbell-Whitten, and we're in the brand newly refurbished
Greenlaw War Memorial Hall.
Right, and this is Saturday the 13th of July, but 13th hasn't been unlucky for you so far.
So far, no. We've had a great day.
So not tempt fate, right?
No.
So you're going to give me a little guided tour, first of all, of this new facility.
I am.
And we're starting off in the toilet, simply because it's a bit quieter, because there's still a lot of activity in the main hall.
That sounds grand. This block is a new block. There was a couple of little sheds that were neither here nor there. So this fantastic new piece of kit has been put up, and as you can see, it's lots of daylight coming in. It has the automatic sensors for the lights.
Right.
We have a nice, great big disabled toilet, a gentleman's toilet.
Ladies
we have
one.
the ladies as well, and at
And
this
then
end,
there's this.
onto the door that opens onto the street, we have a small museum.
Right, okay, that's a bit sort of unexpected, right?
It is. However, this building belongs to the village.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to any one person. It's run on behalf of the village.
Yeah.
And all these goodies that you see in the cabinets have been archived by Graham Watson, and he's kindly agreed that we can have exhibits on a rotational basis.
Right.
He'll change them regularly so that we can work in conjunction with the archive he has in the church.
Yeah, because he's got quite a bit in the tower at the moment.
He has, and not everybody can access it. So as you can see, this is a good space. So everybody will actually be able to come and have a look.
Okay, so can you tell me about some of the things that are here? Save me trying to read stuff, you know, there's a whistle there, is that it is a police whistle?
It's a police whistle.
I was going to ask if that's what it is.
Yeah, it is, it's a police whistle.
My eyesight's good enough to read that.
If you look at the back, this little glass is from John Stoddart's of Greenlaw. We have a very old Horticultural Society schedule from 1935.
That's even before me.
That's
way before you. But
if you notice at the bottom, after the flower show, they then go on to have a dance. I don't know how their energy levels. I know what I'm like after our flower show normally.
Yeah, and that dance would have been in the town hall.
It was, yes.
Which has also just been refurbished.
It has indeed.
Yeah, and
it has indeed.
You've nicked that from the town hall, have you?
Well, I think Graham had that anyway.
Yeah, that's the doorbell. That is the doorbell pull from the town hall, and possibly the handbell from the Fairbairn School.
I'm not quite sure which one that is.
Does that mean that there's been more than one primary school in Greenlaw? I wonder.
Well, there was the ladies' school down at what is now the lodge.
Right.
And there was the school up there, which is now the surgery. That was part of that.
Yeah. I used to live there.
I know that. This one's got quite a few pictures. I mean, that's the Naval Brigade at Greenlaw I think that's his 1915.
1915, yeah. It's definitely 15. It must be in 19.
This is the unveiling of the War Memorial itself.
Yeah.
Look at all those people.
Yeah. And a cheque for £30, which in 1953 must have been worth quite a bit.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mhm. We've even got a piece of a bomb, look, from 1941.
Yeah, very interesting.
And this glass is from the window that's on this end elevation, from the round window.
Right.
Graham had, he's not got all the pieces here, I don't think, but he brought that for everybody to see what the glass would have originally looked like. Look how thick it is.
Yeah. And some fancy dress photographs. And
I'm not quite sure what year these are from. Someone loaned them to us.
Yeah.
We're hoping that through time people will be able to
identify and tag them.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay. So that was quite unexpected rather.
It's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah. But as you say, the stuff that he's got in the tower is not really available for people to see on a regular basis. So this is the
main hall.
Which when we first came to the village in 1980, this was one of the places where the playgroup used to meet, and it was it's gone through a lot of changes since then. There used to be 2 snooker tables, but I see one's been retained and very cleverly stashed away
housed
under a
underneath
stage.
the stage, and we have the most fantastic system for taking it in and out.
Yeah.
2 people, that's all it needs to move that in and out to the middle of the floor so you can play. We're so lucky we've had Jim Barnett make these rails. He really needs to patent them, I think, though.
Right.
They connect together and a couple of people can just pull it in and out.
Right. And I was wondering why the stage area looked so high when I was cycling past in weeks gone by, but that explains it now.
It is. That's because it needs to be multifunctional.
Yeah.
And it does.
Very good.
Which is pretty good.
And you've got something that looks suspiciously like a cafe through there now.
We have. Come and have a look.
Right. And how often is this going to be available for people to come in?
At the moment, we'll go this way. At the moment, it's not up and running. We've got 1 or 2 technical problems. But we do envisage that it will be fully operational in the months to come. And everybody can come and have a nice cup of tea in here.
Very smart, yeah.
It's very smart.
It's certainly a world away from the last time I was in here when it was as its temporary function as a sale room.
That sale room.
Selling stuff to try and help go towards the funding towards this. But a large amount of your funding came from the Heritage Lottery Fund.
We did. We got £250,000 from the lottery, which is a phenomenal amount of money.
Yeah.
We did have other funders, I have to say. The Garfield Weston, the Robertson Trust. We've had money from Scottish Borders Council. We've had money from the Berwickshire Association of Voluntary Services. And we've had funding from the Berwickshire Federation of Village Halls, of which we are a fully paid member.
Gosh, you've remembered all that.
I have.
You're
yes.
obviously well in tune with the goings on here, which is why things like this can be so successful, because people do invest a lot of their time in here.
We have.
How many of you are there on the committee that have organised all this?
8 of us.
Just 8?
7 ladies and 1 poor solo gentleman.
Oh well, yes. No surprise there that the ladies are showing a lead, I would imagine. But yeah, it's great to see what can be done, and it's
well, this space
really very nice.
Can be multifunctional. We'll have shutters that will come down here, and shutters that will come down here, and this can become an independent small meeting space as well. We've also put in a toilet at this end and a janitorial cupboard. Right. And we have now an attic space.
Gosh.
Yes.
And this is coming to the end of a busy day for you.
It is,
It's been open since noon today. We're just approaching 4 o'clock.
Yep, we're all shattered.
And apart from that, how has today gone?
It has been fantastic. We have had well over 200 people come through the door and have a look. I think they've all thoroughly enjoyed themselves. I think the hall has the wow factor when people remember what it was like.
Yes.
And they are all just astounded as to how nice it looks, how functional it's going to be, and they can't wait to start using it.
Okay, so we've got the cafe.
Yep.
The possibility of a meeting room.
Yep.
We've obviously got the ability to play snooker on the snooker table.
You do.
What else do you plan for the hall over the months to come?
Our first stage production on the 26th of July. I've got a flyer with all the information on it.
Okay, we've found it. And Alan Bennett, a short play this will be, is it?
They're going to be 2 little ones.
Right. And that's from his Talking Heads series.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of them on the TV. Yeah, that's very good.
Well, this has been organised by the Duns
Players, right? So we don't know who will. If you want to know who's going to be reading these they are monologues, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
If you want to know who's going to be reading these monologues, a chip in the sugar and a lady of letters, come along to this Greenlaw War Memorial Hall on the 26th, which is a Friday, at 7:30, and it's £5 on the door. There will be light refreshments, and that's Duns Players. Yep. And if you want to find out some more, dunsplayers.org on the internet will give you some more information about that. And it's a presentation courtesy of Samuel French and Sons. So again, it's showing how other organisations can play a part in in helping to support things.
Yes, it does.
That's very good. And I've just seen something there. Soak the committee.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that? Did you get soaked?
We didn't. There were so many people in here. It seemed such a shame to interrupt their scones and home baking. So the stocks, unfortunately, at the end of the building
that's a good
haven't
excuse,
been
right?
used. That's
And
brand new tables,
new folding tables and
lovely
chairs.
new chairs.
And a restored snooker scoring
Yes,
board.
Graham Watson's done that. Hasn't he made a fabby job?
Well, yeah, because I was down in Graham's workshop a couple of weeks ago,
And did you see it in
I noticed
progress?
this up on the wall, and I said, "Is that from the War Memorial Hall?" He says, "Yes," and I'll better get my finger out and get it. And yeah, what a difference!
It is gorgeous,
He's a marvellous craftsperson with what he does, and
yes.
that's just one. I'm wishing now that I'd got a photograph of it before, so I could have taken one after as well. So, and the snooker table, has it been fully restored too?
No,
Just-
it's
or
been
just
worked.
cleaned,
It's been
just-
cleaned.
yeah.
It's usable. All the balls are there. All the cues are there. I mean, someone could walk in
Yeah.
next week and.
But
use it.
I don't think there was ever anything wrong with them.
No, no. We do need a proper, because we don't have a full-size one, we do need a proper table brush.
Right.
And what do you call it? You get a wee dustpan and brush that you
Oh, right.
use for the snooker table. And an
Right.
iron. You
So-
get proper irons for them as well.
So if anybody's got the
anybody's got
snooker
one.
table brush, shovel or scoop, or
I don't know
an
what you
iron,
call them.
they'll have proper names.
Someone will
but,
have knowledge, I'm afraid I don't.
yeah. Well, excellent. You'll be looking to go back home and have a nice glass
rest.
of water now.
Yes, a rest. I will.
And the weather's been, not that the weather makes a difference when you're indoors, but it certainly lifts the mood of people.
It has. It has made a difference, definitely.
And you've all got your nice little tops on with embroidery in the front and printing on the back.
We have
And is
courtesy
that
of
border embroideries?
courtesy
Yes.
of Border Embroideries. We've asked them to do this for us. There's quite a few of the businesses actually in the border that have benefited from this
Yeah.
renovation. Obviously the builders, there's the local painters, there's been the Border Embroideries. There's been quite a few different groups that have all come together to make this happen.
Yeah. It's good to see something being restored rather than knocked down and replaced by sort of modular, sort of boring new stuff.
Well, I think we've kept the integrity of the building.
Yeah.
But brought it back up into this century, and it can be used for future generations now.
No, it's I know it was used occasionally on and off as a sports club with the snooker and the indoor bowls, and then that kind of fell away, and then you had a couple of years of a sale room.
We did. That sale room, I have to tell you.
Do you have a total figure for what that sale room raised?
£16,000.
And that was just like people's old
That
bits and
was
pieces.
us doing our recycling.
Yeah.
We still actually have our rag bag facility at the end of the building,
Yeah.
so you can still recycle things there too.
But you don't get any benefit from that, do you?
We do. We get
do?
money from
Right,
that.
right.
Yes. So that's still
I've seen
ongoing.
these rag bag things. I just assumed that people were putting stuff in for...
No. We get a check from
Right.
them on a regular basis. So yeah, it still benefits us. It goes towards our funding.
Right. Oh, well.
As an
Thank you very
income.
much.
Thank you.
And I shall leave you to it and
Don't know
let
if
you go and
want
get your
to
feet
know.
up.
Don't know if you want to know.
Okay, I've just found something rather interesting here. It's a photograph of a gentleman sitting reading the Racing Post.
Yeah.
But it's not just any old photograph. It's a kind of calendar girl's shot, isn't it? He's got a hat on, and it's a good job the Racing Post newspaper is there, or I might be getting quite embarrassed. This was a very famous calendar that you brought out a couple of years, 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
We did.
Local men
This was one of our first
with no clothes on.
larger fundraising ventures. Everybody got behind us to help us.
Gosh, I remember speaking to that gentleman at a parents' evening shortly after this got published. I said, "The last time I saw you, you had no clothes on." And there's the restoration man himself.
He is indeed, yeah.
Yes. Oh, and that's, yes, that's your husband.
Yeah.
Right, and we were also looking at the business plans and all the documentation that you've got, which has to be kind of made available for public consumption because it's a community project.
It does.
And we've been looking at photographs of other village halls in the Berwickshire area.
They're all Berwickshire.
They're all Berwickshire, yeah.
They're all Berwickshire halls.
And you were
yes.
going to tell me something about this up here, which is SCVO.
Yes, the Scottish Charities Voluntary Organisation. We have.
Can you just say that again properly, please?
Scottish Council for Voluntary Organisations.
Sorry.
We've joined this group,
Right.
And the Restoration Committee now have charitable status. So we are technically a Scottish Charity Incorporated Organisation, a SCIO.
You're right. I'm aware of the implications of that because TD1 Radio is also in the process of trying to re-establish itself as that, as one of them as well. And the benefits of being a member of or being one of them is it gives you access to funding that isn't otherwise available.
Yes, there are other things because you then have a better backup system. They have lots of information on help you how to do things when you're planning things. So it's a big package that helps the organisation that you're involved in.
But it also helps you in other ways because being affiliated to things like that and having all your business plans and everything available for people to see everything's above board.
It makes it very transparent.
Anybody who thinks they can claim that things are sort of done behind closed doors, it can easily be disproved.
Yes, constitutionally, the operation standards they're very high, and it makes it so that everything is transparent.
Yep.
So anybody could have a look at any of our documentation, and they can see that actually, we're full. It's just an easy pathway.
Of course, yeah. And sadly, I think that's necessary nowadays because it's, especially I think with social media, it's all too easy for one disgruntled person to start rubbishing things with no basis behind them.
No. So, yeah.
Not that I'm suggesting that's ever been.
No.
Any accusations have been made here. It's just the way
but
my mind works.
It protects everybody.
Belt and braces, cover your back.
It protects everybody.
Yeah.
So, and as you can see, we have another welly walk planned for October.
We are having another welly walk Friday the 11th, and I take it, is that a photograph of a previous welly walk?
That's the one that we did last October.
There's another photograph, and where does that go from?
We did it
there's a poster here, if I read that, it might tell me.
We did it from the end of Marchmont Road, 30 signs.
Right.
And we went down the railway line and back round.
Up to Lintmill Bridge and down the railway, right?
Yeah, and it was lovely. We had a really nice day. Everybody enjoyed themselves.
I sometimes cycle along the old railway line.
And you didn't have to actually wear your wellies if you didn't want.
Okay, right, well, thank you very much. I shall see what I can do with this.
All right.